Hello everybody and welcome back to my series on how to play Wingman. Now we're on the map Inferno. You already know what this is about if you've seen the first two videos. You've probably seen the guard video to be honest. So I'm just gonna get right into it. To start with Inferno, the map is heavily CT-sided. If you just look at the design of the map, it's pretty obvious that it is. There's two places the T's can come from. So you just have to have one player watching one side and another player watching the other side. And unlike the other two videos, I'm going to start on the CT side since there is more stuff to do on the CT side. And I'm going to start off with Arch side. And we'll move over to my mouse hit my keyboard. And we'll move over to pit and lane later. So to start with Arch side, every round, every single round, you're going to want to throw the smoke. Just something like this. As long as you bounce it here, make sure it lands here, you're good. Why? Because people love to just rush this with Tech 9s or Mac 10s and whatnot. So if you have that smoke down, you're making sure they're coming through gray screened. You'll hear any flash that they throw and you could just turn. So yada yada. Something on eco rounds that I recommend you do, so I'll just have a 5-7 here as an example. Throw that smoke immediately, run, and then walk up. Walk up like this, and get in the smoke. I don't know if this is just a Wingman thing. I play B-site normally, so in matchmaking, so I don't know if people do this in 5v5. But I found in Wingman people love to just walk push this smoke or run through it with a flash. So if they do, you come out of the smoke, whiff every shot like I do, and probably die, but at least you gave yourself the opportunity to get a double kill and win the round like that. And another thing I recommend doing when you throw this smoke, if you know they like to sit and spawn, it's very common for T's to just sit and wait for CT aggression. If you know they like to do that, toss a nade over there, toss a molly over there, just to deny them from pushing, and then get into cubby or something possibly, like so. It's very easy to lock down this side of the map. And the final thing I want to show you is if you do want to op on CT side, I recommend that you do buy one as long as your lane player's got it locked down. Hold this angle. You don't even have to throw the smoke, so you bait them into pushing you. Take a shot. If your teammate is taking a fight at lane and you want to help, throw that smoke and then don't kill the chicken, obviously, and peek out. Hold, do that, yada yada, whatever. That's pretty much how you play Arch. I don't like to get in the archway personally because everybody clears it, but I've been caught off it by it a couple times. So maybe break it out once a game if things aren't going so well and you need to play a separate position. And coming over to the lane side, me and my friend CT side used to be deadly, primarily because of his play in lane on the CT side. I'd lock down Arch, and they'd be like, okay, we can't go with that guy, so let's try going lane. And he'd be not really in pit. He'd usually be up in back lane, but I'm going to start with pit. So every round, first thing I want you to do is throw this molly. Just something like that to prevent the immediate push. That way you can let yourself get into position, you can let yourself get up on the hay bale and get on the balcony. For some reason in Wingman, literally nobody clears this position. I don't know why. It can work multiple times a game. It's very strange. Strong position because you have Arch and you have, they come out of apps. Lane, Arch, and apps, I mean. If your teammate's saying, hey, I'm fighting Arch, or you hear them lane, you can walk up through boiler and get behind them, like so. Yet you teleport through the wall, and then you have a flank, or you have a quick flank Arch. And then obviously in pit, you pretty much play it the same way you would in a normal 5v5. You take info, if somebody throws a molly, you drop a smoke down, play around the smoke. So pretty much the same way. And then another position that I don't really get cut off by, but I know some people do, is this. If they like to get into the little balcony thing here, I don't know what people call that. You could just sit here at the hay bale. A lot of people won't notice because it's kind of a hard angle to see, to be honest. But once they know you've done it, it's a pretty easy headshot to hit, so I wouldn't do it every game. And then obviously in pit, the final thing you can do, I actually have a whole video on how Brolin plays pit. Well, at least not a whole video on it, but something. I'll put a card up right now. You can get on the bike. Alright, moving over to the T side. You don't have many options that you can do, to be honest. Like I said, it's 2 rounds. 2 rounds is what you should be aiming for. But something I recommend you throw every round, the only smoke that you're going to need really is this, the moto smoke. So to line that up, you saw me, you just get in this corner, aim with the upper left corner of the flower pot and throw, and then we'll see where it goes. Like so. Blocks off vision from Arch. I recommend you throw that even if you're going to take Arch, because like I said, this op angle here, say they miss, they're doing it and they miss. If you come out here, do an Arch take, throw a molly, make it so they can't peek. Now you can get up close, and if that smoke is down, you can get in this corner. I missed, but who cares? You can get in this corner. You can even get in here, get in this cubby. It just gives you so many more options. Now I'm going to show you the winning hit right now. This is how you win rounds. And it all starts with the moto smoke. This isn't going to work every time. I found that I usually get 3 rounds, to be honest, on the T-half, and that's all you really need. But if you throw that moto smoke and then you have another player walking apps, you just tell them you crouch here, obviously, because you can get shot by the guy pit if you stand. And just molly pit. And just wait for them to come out. If you want, your teammate can throw up. That missed, my bad. Your teammate can throw this molly, while you throw that molly. And you're essentially carpet bombing pit, making him forced to leave. And that way you force him into the open. You're swinging from apps. Or one of your guys is swinging from apps. The other guy's swinging from lane, and it just isolates the guy. And this guy, Arch, can't do anything. If he's smart, he'll flash himself through the smoke like so. That's something that you can do if you have this hit done against you, and help his teammate by taking some aggression. And then it just comes down to aim duels. Now, if you do really want to take Arch, like I said, throw that moto smoke. You could throw a flash like this. Just wing it, pretty much. But again, you have to remember, some people really love to get here, on this thing here. I haven't really seen it in 5v5, but in Wingman people do. If they threw that smoke earlier, they could be in the cubby, they could be in the Arch. So if you're going to go Arch, I don't recommend going alone. I recommend you have one player. First, you obviously clear that. And then you make sure you have this one of the players looking down here, this side, just locking all of this down. So if a person swings, they're holding it. Or if they swing from library, they're holding it. And then you have another player clearing all the angles, clearing cubby, clearing Arch, and then getting closer and closer. That's why I don't recommend taking it alone, because there's so many angles to hold. Alright, that's really it for T-side Inferno and Inferno as a whole in Wingman. If you'd like to see another map, which I'm going to post all the maps, except for Lake, fuck that map, please suggest which one you want to see next, like and subscribe. Alright, thank you.